Two shootings, one in UNC Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and one in Jacksonville, Florida, guys. So sad when these kinds of things happens. Here's a video of the UNC shooting update.
Today, classes are canceled. People are recovering following a deadly shooting that happened at UNC Chapel Hill yesterday. Police have formally charged the subject with murder, and those court documents have identified the victim. I'm Tanya Rivera. Thanks for watching WFMY News 2 at noon. While school officials have confirmed a faculty member was killed inside Caldwell Labs yesterday, today those court documents have identified the victim as Zai Ji Zhen. He's listed as an associate professor of applied physical sciences. His office was listed as being inside Caldwell Labs. Before his identification was confirmed, school officials had expressed their condolences.
This loss is devastating, and the shooting damages the trust and safety that we so often take for granted in our campus community. We will work to rebuild that sense of trust and safety within our community, and our hearts are with the family of our fellow faculty member.
Well, this story continues to develop. WFMY News 2's Megan Malaris has been on campus all morning getting updates on what's next in the investigation, as well as for the students and the faculty. Megan?
Yeah, Tanya, every time this historic clock tower rings every 15 minutes or so, we get a somber reminder of the sadness that is reverberating on campus for the last 24 hours now since this tragedy unfolded right here in Caldwell Laboratories in the middle of campus when a professor walked into work yesterday and never made it home. The word about a suspect charged and confirmation about what happens next is giving some closure to students who have been left with very few answers for the last short while. Let's take a look at what we know about the suspect so far. Investigators arrested and charged Tylee Chi with first-degree murder in the shooting death of the professor. Chi's student profile before the campus apparently deleted it this morning showed he was a grad student of applied physical sciences. In court documents, prosecutors allege he brought a 9mm handgun on campus to carry out the attack. He's due in court today at 2 o'clock. And we have seen police continue to go in and out of this building here at Caldwell Labs this morning, trying to look for more information. It's still unclear whether they have located the murder weapon. But as I mentioned, this arrest brings at least some answers to students who have been nervous and afraid on campus for the last 24 hours. I met a sophomore from Elkin this morning. She said she was in the library nearby when she got an alert on her phone from campus police, and she heard a loud alarm signaling there was clearly something very wrong.
Everyone was barricaded in study lounges, and there was no way we could get in them, so we found one that wouldn't lock and just moved bookcases in front of it and jackets over the door and book bags against it so that no one could get in.
I also talked with a Greensboro UNC freshman, Caitlin Dixon. She's a recent graduate of Northwest Guilford High School, and her mom's a teacher at GCS who was having her first day of school yesterday when she started getting texts from her daughter indicating something was happening on campus.
Oh, it was like, I'm okay. Oh no, I've heard something else, like I'm not okay. Oh, I'm okay again. So it was definitely a back and forth. Definitely communication with my family, my whole family. They were all obviously concerned. My friends making sure they're okay.
Yeah, Dixon was a drama lecturer at Hamilton Hall, just a short walk from the laboratory when the alarm sounded. She said she barricaded in an AV closet with dozens of her classmates. Dixon, as I mentioned, is from Greensboro, a recent graduate, certainly not expecting that this would be the start of her second week of her college career. A lot of confusion and pain on campus today. I'm noticing some activity is starting to pick back up again, even though classes are canceled. Some of the restaurants are open. I've just learned that the Student Rec Center is open just to give students who are here an outlet, a place to gather, reflect, let off some steam. I've also seen flowers start being carried into the historic bell tower here in front of me. We'll check that out in a moment. There are resources available, Tanya. The message is that there is help for students and staff who need it. No one expected this to happen here.
No, for sure. All of us, our hearts are just broken thinking that this has happened once again in our state.
So sad, guys. So the guy came and he targeted his professor. So sad. I don't know. He hasn't released a statement as to why he did that. But he did subsequently go to his college and find this guy and killed him, unfortunately. I'm so sad that happened. Condolences to the family. It's a horrible event when someone dies or shot. If that, guys, it's so sad. Condolences to the family, guys. Subsequently, the guy sought out this man, the professor, for some reason. He didn't release any kind of statement yet. He was just, right now, he's just subdued by the police. Condolences to the family. Fox News article came out about the UNC Chapel Hill incident. I'm going to do a quick read on it, guys. UNC Chapel Hill, all clear after logging a suspect in custody. Faculty member fatally shot. University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill, after being on lockdown for more than 2 hours for reports of shots fired on campus, was cleared to resume normal activities after a suspect was taken into custody for shooting and killing a faculty member. Shortly after 1 p.m., the school sent out an alert saying, "Emergency, armed, dangerous person on or near campus, go inside now, avoid windows." Here's a picture of the scumbag who went into school with a gun and killed his professor. A local NBC station reported that there were massive presence of police and emergency vehicles near the cardio labs building on South Road. The reports earlier of a suspect was in custody. By 2:35 p.m., UNC police released an image of an Asian man in a gray shirt who was identified as a person of interest. This photo shows a person of interest in today's armed and dangerous person situation. If you see this person, keep your distance, put your safety first, and call 911. The post read. They asked anyone who sees this person of interest to keep their distance, put their safety first, and call 911. Alert Carolina sent a message just before 2:30 p.m. saying the suspect is still at large. At 2:13 p.m. an alert went out saying all classes at UNC events have been canceled for the rest of the day. Then at 4:14 p.m. the police gave the all clear. All clear, all clear. A post on X from UNC police read, "Resume normal activities." Another alert from UNC police stated that the shelter in place was lifted and advised to remain away from Cardo Labs. During a press conference on Monday evening, UNC Chancellor Kevin M. Gozwinski said the suspect had been apprehended by the colleague. UNC also said the faculty member was killed. "I'm grieved to report that one of our faculty members was killed in the shooting," the chancellor said in a campus-wide message. "We are waiting for confirmation that the next of kin has been contacted before we share more information." The names of both the victim and the shooter were not released by police during the press conference. UNC Police Chief Ryan James said a 911 call came in at 1:02 p.m. for shots fired near the Cardo Laboratories on the UNC Chapel Hill campus. By 2:31, the suspect, according to James, was in custody. The lockdown was not lifted for nearly an hour and 45 minutes after the suspect was apprehended because police need to verify who he was, James explained. He also said that the firearm used in the shooting has not been located. The Chapel Hill Cabral City School posted to Facebook that the students and staff will continue to stay indoors until the school officials receive an all-clear message from authorities and safety precautions. For planning purposes, this means dismissal at all levels of school will be significantly delayed today. The district said once the all-clear is given, we'll begin dismissing the usual order with the elementary students first, followed by middle school and high school. We do not yet know at the time it will be considered safe to dismiss students or staff during the ongoing situation. So it pretty much taps out protocols and how they handle it as far as the police and the schools and the college campus. Such a horrendous and sad event, guys. Jacksonville shooting. So as of yesterday, 8/28/2023, a deranged lunatic went out in a tactical vest and a weapon with a swastika painted on it. Here's a shooting update on it.
The Diary of a Madman. That's how the Jacksonville sheriff describes a manifest left behind by the man who shot and killed 3 people inside a Jacksonville, Florida Dollar General over the weekend. In that manifesto, 21-year-old Ryan Palmeter wrote of hating black people. Surveillance video shows him walking into the Dollar General after he shot and killed 52-year-old Angela Carr, who was sitting outside her car. He then killed 19-year-old Anult Joseph Laguerre and 29-year-old Gerald Deshaun Gallion before killing himself.
He was just completely irrational, but with his irrational thoughts, he knew what he was doing.
The suspect was armed with a handgun and an AR-15 that was painted with swastikas. Police say he purchased those firearms legally and had no criminal record, but he had been involuntarily committed for a mental health
individual to go and do something like this. He targeted black people. He doesn't even know who they are. He just didn't like them for the color of their skin for whatever reason. Guys, if you're the parent of this person and you didn't see any kind of signs of him having some sort of mental breakdown or a hatred towards any sort of colored person or race, there's something seriously you missed out. Or seriously, the way you raised this man or child is you didn't do right. You should be held accountable for this, as any parent should, for the actions of their child, for doing something so horrendous like going out and seeking individuals to kill them based on the color of their skin, race, and religion or nationality. It's so sad that he didn't even get to face justice. He killed himself in Dollar General. So the cops went there and found a dead body and scooped him up. And I guess they're just looking over his manifesto at this point. They have not released it yet, but I'm assuming it says that he doesn't like black people, brown people, all in between. Guys, so sad. Condolences to the families. Fox News came out with a news article. It's August 26th. Florida racially motivated shooting leaves 4 dead, including shooter at Jacksonville Dollar General store. A shooting in Jacksonville, Florida has left 4 people dead, including the shooter, in what officials are describing as a racially motivated hate crime. The shooting happened at Kings Road and Canal Street in Jacksonville, Florida on Saturday afternoon when an unarmed male entered a Dollar General a little after 1 p.m. armed with an AR-style rifle and a handgun. According to Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters, who added the shooter was wearing a tactical vest. According to the report, a SWAT team was near a Dollar General in the area working with a potential standoff involving an armed suspect who was barricaded inside the store. Walters said that the 2 male victims and 1 female victim was killed, adding that they were all black. After killing the 3 victims, the suspect took his life, he said. Funny put, the shooting was racially motivated and he hated black people, Walter said. Walter said the shooter had authored several manifestos, with one to his parents, another to the media, and a separate one to federal agents, adding that portions described the suspect's disgusting ideology of hate. The sheriff said that the suspect texted his father telling him to check his computer at 1:18 p.m. His father called the Clay County Sheriff's Office at 1:53 p.m., but by that time, the suspect had begun the shooting in Jacksonville. The unarmed suspect was believed to have resided in Clay County, Florida, and was involved in a 2016 domestic call with no arrest. Walter said, adding in 2017, the individual had a Baker Act. Florida's Baker Act provides individuals with emergency services and temporary detention for up to 72 hours for mental health examination, pursuant to the Florida Statute Chapter 394, according to the state government website. Walter said that swastikas were found on the guns used in the shootings. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said in the shooting it was totally unacceptable. I'll put the video up now.
I was able to speak with Sheriff T.K. Waters in Jacksonville about the horrific shooting that took place. This shooting, based on the manifesto that they've discovered from the scumbag that did this, was racially motivated. He was targeting people based on their race. That is totally unacceptable. This guy killed himself rather than face the music and accept responsibility for his actions, and so he took the coward's way out, but we condemn what happened in the strongest possible terms. We've offered support for Sheriff Waters and the city of Jacksonville, and we send our condolences to the victims and their families who were the victims of a very cowardly act.
The White House told Fox News that President Biden has been briefed on the shooting. Here's some pictures of individuals praying for the people that were shot by this lunatic. FBI Jacksonville Field Office Special Agent in Charge Sherry Owing said during the press conference that her agents are involved in the investigation and rushed to the scene to assist local law enforcement. Owing said the Department of Justice has opened a federal civil rights investigation, adding that the incident is being pursued as a hate crime. And a hate crime indeed it is.
Mary, you were out at the scene. Your thoughts about this as you stood among the community?
I'm gonna take this off, Sheriff, because they're not gonna see me behind there. I'm sorry, Dan.
You were out at the scene. Your thoughts about how the community is dealing with this, your reaction to what has hit this community again?
Well, I'm heartbroken, obviously. This is a community that has suffered again and again. So many times, this is where we end up. And there were so many people out today, obviously grieving, upset. It's just something that should not and must not continue to happen in our community. It's too often the same folks. And this type of hate, you know, this type of, you see the swastikas on the gun. We must do everything that we can. We must do everything that we can to dissuade this type of hate. And so, I can't even begin to tell you how frustrating this is for all of us, because we've seen it too much. We've seen it too much. And this, as you know, was the anniversary of when we had the shooting at the landing, and I believe that was also indicated in the manifesto that he was aware of that, and perhaps chose this date in alignment with that. So there's a lot here, but as the sheriff said, this was a hate-filled crime, and we just shouldn't have that kind of hate in Jacksonville.
So sad that the individuals at the Dollar General lost their lives. Prayers to them and their families. I hope they're doing okay. If someone has set up a GoFundMe, please let us know. We would love to help out with the costs for these individuals' funerals. Guys, thanks for watching. This is the Buzz Review. If you like my video content, please like, subscribe. See you on the next one.